So how well would Pokemon survive in the Warhammer 40k universe? Now, unfortunately, I lost the comment that asked this question, but to that person, no, this is not a stupid question. In fact, I absolutely love this. And for this video, we are going to be assuming two things. Number one, they are not immediately destroyed on their planet by whichever faction finds them. And number two, we are not going to be looking at most of the legendaries, as those are creatures that can literally bend time, space, antimatter. So we're just going to keep it at pseudo-legendaries and mythicals at the most. Now honestly, I think these guys would fit in perfectly, as every single faction could find a use for every single type. Just imagine the Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Black Templars riding into battles with Arcanines that can breathe fire. I could see the Guardsmen using Ground type to make new trenches, and then use Water type Pokemon to have a water source on hand at all times. The Orcs would have a monopoly on all fighting type Pokemon, because they're the only ones that could keep up with them in hand-to-hand combat. The Mechanicus and Necrons would constantly be fighting over all the Steel types. Although the Mechanicus would probably get a patent saying they're the only ones that are allowed to have Magnemites. The Tyranids could literally find a use for just about every single type. They would just add it to their army. I could see the Gene Stealers and Dark Eldar constantly fighting over who gets the poison types. Chaos would be in a similar state, but they would probably go for just about every single type, but mainly ghost types. But by far the one that the Imperium would covet the most would be psychic types. As technically they are all psychics, they are all psychers. You tell an Inquisitor that you can suddenly start breeding a whole bunch of these weird psychic creatures to act as psychers for the Emperor's sacrifice? Suddenly the Imperium has 99 problems, but the Emperor's life ain't one. In all seriousness though, I give them a threat level of 3, as some of these can get really nutty, and just about every faction would be pushing them to their absolute limit. And they would probably stick around for between 2 and 10 centuries, up until some of the factions just decide, yeah, we don't want to compete with their guys' stuff anymore, so we're gonna kill them and ours.